What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you had a great day today. Um, Getting into this episode of GH, I enjoyed this episode. I really did because it feels like a lot of these characters are starting new chapters in their life or going into their next act or their next phase of life and stuff. And I'm interested in this. I really am. It just seems like everybody's moving in different directions now. Um, Speaking of new chapters. Um, I love the conversation between Sam and Alexis. Sam is moving on with her life. I'm not mad at that. Like she said, she put it very blunt. She was very honest. She was like, she's happy that Drew is back, at least for Scout's sake and stuff like that. Scout could have her dad in her life. But she's also sad and devastated that Jason's gone because now that's going to impact Danny. You know what I mean? Like she's sad. She's sad and she's happy at the same time. But romantically, she's moving on with her life. And I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at that. I'm not. She has been single for a year. Her and Dante started getting close, so yeah, hey, more power to her. I'm glad that she presented Alexis with that idea that Alexis could join her PI firm. Alexis was taken back by the offer. She really was. She was shocked by the offer. I was kind of shocked by it too because I wasn't expecting that. But I think it could be good for Alexis. It's clear that Alexis has no intention of getting her law license back right now. So I always wonder like what she was gonna do next. That new chapter in her life. And I think her being a private investigator could be that new chapter. Why not? And I agree with Sam. Alexis is nosy. She likes to meddle. But she also has a great knowledge of the legal system. So I think, her expertise could definitely help Sam out, and in the PI business. And then they were coming up with names like they could call it Davis McCall or McCall Davis. I like it. And I'm glad that Alexis is gonna give this some serious thought. Hopefully she says yes, because I think this could be fun. This could be good. It's something new for Alexis. You know, seeing the two of them work together and stuff. I think this can be exciting. I really do. I think this can be a fun journey for both of them. Um, so anyway, moving on from that, Olivia, of course, was giving Dante the rundown about the whole Jason Drew thing, but she was shocked when she figured that Dante already knew about all this stuff. And of course, Olivia was being nosy, wanting to know how he knew. So he basically just told her, me and Rocco was spending time at, Sam's with with Danny and Scout. And Olivia is trying to be nosy, all up in his business and whatnot about what's going on between him and Sam, how serious it's getting. I find it rather funny that when Dante was gone and Lulu started moving on with her life, Olivia was not here for it. She wasn't happy about it. And I get it. Dante is her son and stuff like that. I get that. But it's funny because Dante's moving on, Lulu's in a coma, but yet Olivia's not mad about him moving on. And hell, even Laura wasn't mad about it. Laura encouraged him to move on. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny because that's the difference. That's a major difference in the parallel between Laura and Olivia too. It's like Laura was fully supportive of it, you know, and now Olivia's supportive of him moving on and stuff, but she wasn't like that with Lulu. That's the funny part. Um, I think Dante, you could kind of tell like what's going on between him and Sam. He doesn't really want to talk about it with his mother. Clearly he don't. Because him and Sam have not really defined what their relationship is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's clear that they're dating. That they are. But they're not like official, I don't think, as like boyfriend girlfriend. I mean, maybe they are, cuz I do remember Dante mentioned like to Sam, was she ready to be like come out publicly with him as an official item or whatever. So I guess they are a couple. Um, but he just didn't want to talk about that with Olivia, and I don't blame him because that's not something you really, you know what I'm saying, for the time being. It's not, you don't want to really talk about your love life with your mom. Not right now. You don't. So she basically encouraged him to go talk to Sonny and stuff. Go visit Sonny, and because she know that he going through it. Sonny actually is holding this he's holding well. He's holding this whole Jason thing. He's handling it very well. He's holding it together, which is a shock to me, but he's doing very well with it. Um, the scenes with him, Carly, and Drew, it was kind of surprising and funny at the same time because the way that Carly and Sonny were treating Drew now is a far cry from how they treated him before when they found out he wasn't Jason. They treated that man like he just was a nobody to them once they found out that Jason was back and this was the real Jason. So it's kind of funny how now they're all calling him Uncle Drew, introducing Donna to her Uncle Drew and all that stuff. So it's kind of funny. I was like, oh my. Like it's hilarious how their tune has changed, since before. I actually, honestly, I like the fact that Drew, um, he's not thinking about anything right now, like as far as his next chapter or what he's gonna do next, so to speak. His only sole focus right now is reconnecting with Scout, and I don't blame him. He spent a couple years away from her. He's ready to, spend more time with her and get that bond back with her. You know what I mean? Like reconnect, with his kid. So I can't say that I blame him for that. He's not thinking about anything else, business, nothing. But I'm pretty sure at some point, when he sees Michael, I'm pretty sure that they're probably going to talk about the future of Aurora Media and figure out where they're going to go from there. If Drew's going to come back and be a co-CEO, or if he might just let Michael run the whole thing, maybe. I'm pretty sure they're going to have that conversation at some point. Um, but of course, Drew is also worried about Peter. He's worried about the whole conditioning thing and controlling him, and he's worried about that, because Drew has, I mean, not Drew, but Peter has the capability of doing that. So that's what he's worried about because it was scary, He was doing things under Peter's orders and he couldn't remember a lot of it. My thing is, I think he should go to Kevin. I think he should go to Dr. Collins and see if he can get him free fully of that conditioning, so that way he never has to worry about Peter conditioning him. Because it worked on Dante. Dante was being controlled. He had PTSD, all that stuff, and Kevin was helping him out. So maybe Kevin can help Drew out. And I think it's nice, Sonny is offering his help to everybody. I noticed that. Like he's offered his help to Phyllis, he offered his help to Spinelli, now to Drew. Like he's pretty much been telling all of them, whatever they need, I got you. You know? I like that he doing that. Like he's being very generous to a lot of people. And that's, I mean, Sonny's always been a generous dude, but he ain't been overly generous like that. To everybody that he see, pretty much he's offering you some type of help. You know what I mean? But I think it's dope. But Sonny also needs to figure out this Cyrus problem. Cause I do agree with Carly on that. Like, what are you gonna do about this? Because we all know that Cyrus can reach out to people even from behind bars. Like he can have something done to you even from behind prison walls. So at this point, Sonny needs to come up with a plan because he doesn't have Jason at his side right now. So you're kind of working with a handicap. Um, so Sonny's gonna have to handle a lot of this stuff with Brick and Spinelli, and you know he's gonna have to have eyes in the back of his head, pretty much. You don't have Jason to your right now, so Sonny got to figure out a game plan to shut Cyrus down and shut him down for good. Because clearly prison ain't stopping that man, so Sonny gonna have to. So moving on from that, you know what? I don't blame Maxie for wanting to change the plan a little bit because I agree with Chase. Maxie did bring up a lot of valid points. If Chase could figure out what her and BLQ did that night, with the baby situation and all that, if he could figure that out based off of a couple of clues, surely Peter could figure it out, especially with him coming back to Port Charles to stand trial. And, he's already in Port Charles, actually. So with him being back, if he hears that Valentine's not the father, what's to stop him from putting two and two together, figuring it out? I do agree with Maxie on that. Plus, the Quarterbanes don't have any guards. They don't have security at the house. And if BLQ hires security guards, Monica's going to become suspicious and wonder why she got guards all up and through her house. They're going to have to explain that. So it's a sticky situation at this point. Very sticky. They are definitely going to have to come up with a game plan. Because like I said, if Monica sees all this security at the house, she's going to start asking questions. And they're going to have to come up with some type of explanation excuse me, they're gonna have to come up with some type of explanation to give to her as to why security is now needed. You know what I mean? And Chase is not on the force right now. He's suspended. No gun, no badge, no backup. Maxie brought up a valid point. Like, as much as BLQ and Chase may not like it, they might need Valentine's help. You know what I mean? They might need it. And as much as Valentine wants revenge on BLQ, he's not gonna, take it out on Maxie or the baby. He's definitely not gonna do that. Because this was all BLQ's plan to fool him and stuff. Maxie had nothing to do with that. That was on BLQ. So he's not gonna take it out on her and her child. You know what I mean? So I think he would help out. But at the same time, he gonna be plotting on BLQ. Anna tried to talk him out of it and stuff like that, but he's adamant. He was like, listen, I'm gonna get her ass. Valentine, all he sees right now is red. All he sees is rage. Monica tried to talk him out of it. Anna's trying to talk him out of it. Talking about, oh, that's who you used to be. That's what Anna needs to understand. Yes, Valentine is different from how he used to be. He's not all about revenge and being evil, and he's not all about that right now. But he has two sides to him. That dark place that's inside of him, it's not going to go anywhere. He knows how to tame it, though. But he also knows when to bring it out. And that's what he's doing now. So Anna's going to have to accept that. Like, Valentine is going to eventually go to that dark side every now and then when he feels betrayed. There's nothing Anna can do or say that's going to stop him. He's hell bent on getting revenge on that girl. He ain't going to stop. And I'm here for it, honestly. It makes for good TV, so I'm here for it, definitely. But he ain't going to stop, though. And judging by tomorrow's previews, if she doesn't let him say goodbye to that baby, all it's going to do is fuel his rage even more. But I do hope for Maxie's sake that he helps her. I'm glad that Maxie bumped into Drew at the Quartermain house and stuff like that. Because they do need to have a conversation. Because I know Drew is like really scared about, what if Peter controls me and I end up kidnapping Maxie like he wanted me to do. That's why I say he needs to go see Dr. Collins and try to get that permanently removed or make sure that it can't happen again, something. But I can't wait to see him and Maxie have a conversation. I think that's gonna be fun. So anyway, moving on from that, I am so freaking happy that Sasha got a chance to see her kid, because I felt bad because I'm like, damn, Amy was pretty much telling her that, the doctor, I guess Dr. Navarro, is the only person that could sign off on her seeing her son. So ain't no way in the world her and Brando was just gonna sit there and let that happen. So I'm glad that they came up with a plan with Nina to distract the nurse so that way they can get in and go see the kid. I was so pissed when that chick stopped them just to take a selfie, because she recognized Sasha as the face of deception. So she wanted to take a selfie with her and get her autograph or whatever. I'm like, you do see her in a wheelchair and scrubs, right? Now is not the time, miss, to get a photo. But Sasha, after everything Sasha been through, it was nice that she was gracious about it, because I'm pretty sure anybody else would have been like, look, get your ass out my face. Now ain't the time for this. You know what I mean? But she was nice about it. I like how Nina came up with that little story for Nurse Amy or whatever, letting her know that I'm doing a story about, nurse response time and how, the staff at the hospital is the important, the heart of the hospital, especially the nurses. I really hope, even though it was a lie that she was doing an article, I really hope that she actually does do an article about that, because I think that could be a good article. You know what I'm saying? So I think Nina should definitely really do an article about that. To shed light on nurses and stuff, because they are the heart of the hospital. So I think she should. But yeah, I love that scene though with Sasha and Brando and the baby, and I'm glad they finally named him. I like the name Liam. I do. I think it's a nice name, Liam Michael. That's a dope name. Hopefully nothing happens to the kid. I hope not. Because usually when people get happy and they name their baby and the baby is having medical issues and stuff, something bad happens. So hopefully they don't have to suffer a devastating loss. I hope not. And of course, Nina had to bump into Carly and Sonny at the hospital when they came to check in on Brando and Sasha. I was like, here we go. Round 23. Carly versus Nina yet again. And now we're about to see Carly spit her venom. But this time I can't blame her for it. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna get more into that tomorrow though. But anyway, that's pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what you guys thought. I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.